And without question, one of Dakota Wesleyan football's most dynamic running backs in history. During his time as a member of the football team, he racked up 3,558 total yards rushing. That stands second all-time in program history. He totaled 31 touchdowns, good for 7th Dakota Wesleyan football career scoring. Barnaud holds the first and the second place single season rushing records. 1,893 yards in his 2013 campaign, and then followed that up with, of course, every opponent trying to stop him, followed that up with 1,409 rushing yards as a senior. He was named first team All-GPAC twice, a BSN All-American, the team's most valuable player, and offensive MVP 2 years in a row. Following football, Fran spent time out in western South Dakota as the owner of a ranch, including running a beef cattle operation, and has been an organic crop inspector for the past decade. He currently resides in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, with his wife Cecily, 3 daughters, Quinn, Eden, and Delaney. On a personal note, this guy was a pleasure to watch play football. I mean, one of those rare talents. The guy was tough enough when he hit the line, he could knock people over, and then give him an opening, breakaway speed, he could outrun everybody on the field. Please welcome older brother, Mike Barnaud, as he presents the plaque to younger brother and newest inductee to our Hall of Fame, Fran Barnaud.
Go to show you different generations, I guess. I bring a phone, they bring papers. So. I'm not cheating, I swear. First of all, I'd just like to thank the Dakota Wesleyan Hall of Fame Committee for voting me in. It means a lot. I did not think that I would ever be here. This wasn't a goal of mine, but I'm very appreciative of it, and just thanks. And I mean, if you can't tell, I'm a little nervous, but I do have quite a few former teammates in the audience right now, and they would probably all tell you that I was really good at talking on the field. Not great at this, so I'm gonna give it a shot, but just bear with me. First of all, I'd just like to thank my family. I got a big family, so I'm not going to do a big story for the most part, mostly thank yous. Got a gigantic family, so. But my brothers, Tim, Andre, and Michael, sisters, Jacqueline, Mary, and Bernadette. You guys have pretty much been there all the way and appreciated everything you've always done for me. Tim, being all-time quarterback on the gravel way back when me and Michael played one-on-one football when we were 6 and 8 years old. Probably playing tackle football on gravel, which probably wasn't great, but probably part of the reason I'm standing here too. So, Michael, just individually, is somebody that I really appreciate, because 100% without him, I definitely would not be here. Because my first couple years of college, I was kind of lazy, didn't work very hard, just kind of thought I had it all figured out already. And he, no offense to Michael, but I was more talented than he was naturally. But he worked so hard. He was so dedicated to being a great football player. He was way better than me. 2 years older than me, but I couldn't even touch him. And I saw how hard he worked, and I saw the things he did and trained, and he didn't just wait for a coach to tell him to train. He'd go run on treadmills. He just trained like nobody had ever seen before. And it gave me an idea of well, geez, if he can do that, what could you do if you actually just committed yourself to the sport and really give it everything you got? And my last 2.5 years of college, that's what I did. And I thank him every day for that, because without him, there's no way I would have seen that light. He gave me the light to see this is what you can be, this is what you can do, is if you just dedicate to your craft. So I've always appreciated that a lot from him. To all my family in general, but mostly my sister Mary was at every single game. Didn't have to be, she was raising kids, young kids at the time, and she came every single Saturday, road games, home games. She lived in Sioux Falls, but she made it to every single game, and so I've always been very appreciative of that. My mom and dad, my dad, you know, even though he fell asleep watching football games a lot, it wasn't really a big thing for him, but he was, I appreciate the fact that he always kept food on the table and kept it going, even through the hard times, to get me to be somewhere like this and to be having a night like this. So I've always appreciated that. My mom, with the one thing I don't want to, I could say a million things about my mom, but the one thing I just make it quick is when I played sports, she always told me if you're going to play a sport, do it the right way. And I think that's the one thing I could take from my family, is that just from Michael, my mom, from all of them, is like, if you're going to do something, just do it the right way. And that's one thing my mom always preached to me, and I hope standing here, she's proud of the fact that I did it the way that I think she wanted me to do it. So I appreciate her. And obviously, I think my wife had to, well, she's in the back right back there, but I got 3 daughters, and so she's trying to manage them right now. But Cecily, I appreciate you. You were there all along, working when I was a junior and senior so I could focus on football, even buying me some cleats and gloves along the way back when we weren't married. But obviously, throughout the whole time since then, you've been great, and it goes all the way back to then, so I appreciate it. And my teammates, the few of you that could make it, but all the other guys that couldn't make it. As a running back, football is a very team sport. So as a running back, if I'm standing up here today, it means a lot of guys did a lot of things to make me have success that I had. It's literally one of the few sports where I cannot be great unless there's a lot of other guys doing a lot of selfless things. So I invited a lot of my offensive line, a lot of them did show up, and those guys mean the world to me. And they almost cry even talking about it, but they did a lot of things that they didn't get, you know, celebrated for. I got my name in the paper and whatever. Like, they were just so happy to do like a Friday night meal at a Mexican restaurant. Like, that was their recognition. That's all they needed. And so I appreciate them. They were great all the way through. And all my teammates in general, I really appreciate them. One of the guys that I did invite, just name drop, is Josh Anderson. He probably hates that I'm saying this, but he's also in the Hall from Dakota Wesleyan. He was the starting running back before I got here. And so, unfortunately, he had to sit on the bench for 3 years because of Josh, but that's all right. But he set the standard for how to play football and how to play running back at Dakota Wesleyan. And so, I basically just took the standard that he set and just kept it going. We had an ongoing joke there for a while that we just called it RBU, because me and Josh for 5 years in a row basically were, you know, rushing for 1,500 yards every year. So it was, I appreciate the fact that he just set the standard and you had to live up to something. You couldn't just take over the job and be average. You had to be better than Josh, I guess. To my coaches, all my coaches I really appreciated. Coach Crenshaw was my running backs coach. He couldn't be here tonight. He coached for Coastal Carolina, and obviously they didn't middle of their season, but he was great. Couldn't have asked for a better coach. You know, as much knowledge as he had, he was great. All my coaches in general, I'd like to really thank them. But for the coach that I'd really like to say thank you to is Coach Simple, and I know he's standing right behind me. I'm not going to turn around and look at him every time I say anything, but he really did, when he took over the program at Dakota Wesleyan, he really did make it something to be proud of. Dakota Wesleyan, when I first got here, I would not say the football program was something a lot of guys took pride in. And I can honestly say that I would not be here in front of you guys if Coach Simple did not take over as the coach at Dakota Wesleyan after my second year. He made football something that me and all my teammates could take a pride in going and training so hard and becoming the players we were, because that's how he was. You knew if you were working as hard as you could possibly work, he was doing it. He was in the office till 10 o'clock at night. He was in the office till midnight. And one story I'm going to tell, not a long one, but it's kind of my relationship with Coach Simple, is when I was a freshman, I was on the scout team as a running back, and he was the defensive coordinator his first year there. And one play, I was just kind of like loafing or whatever, not giving it my all. And he told me he was going to run me until he puked. So I was like, well, the rest of the time I was here with him, I was like, man, I better work really hard, because if he's going to run me that hard, then I better figure it out. But it kind of just encapsulates like who he was as a coach and what he did for the program at that time. And it did very much make it so when I would train on my own or whatever, like he made it so when I would come to the practice field or come to a game, you took pride in it. And at the time, the guys that played at Dakota Wesleyan at the time, they can vouch for that. That I know, like, that seems to people like college sports, everyone takes pride in it. Well, they don't. Not every program they do. And he very much made football at Dakota Wesleyan something to be proud of. And so I've always been very appreciative of that, and that is 100% the reason that I did commit so much to football and do the things that I did on the field. So, Coach Simple, I really appreciate it. In closing, I would just like to pretty much say that I'll always be thankful to Dakota Wesleyan, the memories that I have here, both on and off the field. It was a great place. Playing football here shaped me for who I am today. I learned a lot of things here. I learned how to work hard, learned how to battle through adversity, even though you don't really know. You just keep working and hope that it works out. You don't really know if it's going to, but it worked here, so that's why I kind of attack life, is just keep battling no matter what. I played football at Dakota Wesleyan not because I wanted to be up on this stage, or, obviously the goal is to be a great football player and whatever, but I played football because I loved football. And it meant the world to me to be on a football team. Like, I can't emphasize it enough that what I missed the most about football is when I was in a huddle with the 10 other guys and you would look at them, and in my opinion, it is one of the few sports that when you look at all these guys, you're almost going to war with all 10 guys to accomplish a common goal. And I think the world, especially the way we are right now, not to get too political, but I think the world could use a little football.